Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be doing the first ever Monster Jam commentary video on the channel. That is right guys, for the 2025 season I have officially decided to start doing some commentaries. Now the first one here today is going to be the freestyle competition from the very first show that opened up the season for Stadium Championship Series East. This is from San Diego, California at Snapdragon Stadium on January 4th of 2025. So before we begin today's video, let's take a look at the lineup for this show and get familiar with who is on this tour for 2025. So kicking it all off, we have Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger looking to defend his championship from 2024 Stadium Championship Series East. We then have Camden Murphy in the all-new Classroom Crusher. Then we have Colt Stevens in Thunderoris, your 2023 World Finals High Jump champion. We then have Cynthia Gauthier making her full-time return to competition in 2025. We then have Mr. Excitement himself, Jim Kohler in Avenger. We have his son, Chris Kohler, in the brand new Mayhem truck. We then have Joe Foley making his return behind the wheel of Axe here for 2025. And speaking of returns, we have Kevin Crocker in Megalodon returning after a 5-year hiatus. We then have the man himself, Bari Musaw in Zombie, followed up with Armando Castro and El Toro Loco finally in stadiums full-time in 2025. We have the leader of Team Throttle, Mike Christensen in Vendetta. And last but certainly not least, we have Dalton Widner in Jurassic Attack, who is also making his jump up to stadiums in 2025. I am super excited to see how this show is going to play out, as well as the entire season with this amazing tour. So let's get this event underway. Alrighty guys, so I hope that you guys are as excited as I am for this. I've never done anything like this on the channel before, but I wanted to bring something new to you guys for 2025. There is definitely going to be a lot of ups and downs along the way. I'm not necessarily the greatest at commentating, but hopefully that can get even better as the season goes along, and I'm very excited to bring this to you guys. So as you guys can see, out of the gate first here, we have Kevin Crocker in Megalodon. Just like I explained in intros, this is the first time that we have seen him behind the wheel in Monster Jam in 5 years. The last time he was in Monster Jam was back in 2020, when at the time he was behind the wheel of El Toro Loco, also for Team Scream. But as we all know, that season back in 2020 very abruptly ended, and unfortunately up until now we just had not seen him behind the wheel. But the opportunity has presented itself this year. Corey Rummel has decided to at least take some time off from Monster Jam. Now obviously, as we'll end up seeing in a couple weeks, he very quickly has returned, spoiler alert, as there is a pretty solid save there from Kevin as well. A good wow moment to have here in his first show back, kicking off the freestyle competition, not only for this show, but for the entire season for this tour. But as I was saying, the opportunity has presented itself, replacing Corey Rummel, who obviously drove this truck for a number of years up until this point. But again, wanted to step away, even though obviously he very quickly got the itch to come back, as he is now driving Earthshaker in Arena West. And I almost thought that he was actually going to be lining up for the backflip there, but he psyched me out, and a pretty solid air right there as well. Definitely looking up to pick up the momentum here. Definitely getting toward the latter half of the freestyle here. Now, I believe he's heading for the backflip now. So the first backflip of the season, first one ever for Kevin Crocker. Let's see if he can land it. And it's a little bit under-rotated. He bounces it. Can he save it? No, unfortunately not. He just was not able to get the tires on the ground. Unfortunately, was not able to pull off the save there. Like I said, it was a little bit under-rotated, but still a solid run. He scored an 8.098, which is definitely something to be proud of for his first freestyle in years. But coming out of the gate next, we have another Team Scream driver. We have Joe Foley and Axe, finally back behind the wheel of Axe, where he belongs, looking to take the freestyle lead away from Kevin. We will see if he can do it. And a little bit of a stoppie there, and unfortunately the truck rolls over. He was not able to hold the stoppie. That would have been really, really cool if he was able to. But unfortunately, that's all she wrote for the freestyle run for Joe Foley. It started off pretty well. He had some pretty solid air to kick it off. And then, like I said, that stoppie was definitely a wow moment for sure. Unfortunately, he was not able to hold it though, and he did not even fill the 30 seconds. So he, unfortunately, is not going to receive a score for that freestyle run. Very unfortunate. But as you guys can see next on the track, we have Armando Castro in El Toro Loco, the truck that Joe Foley drove last year for one season. Like I said, Joe, though, back in Axe this year, and we have Armando Castro finally, after so many years, making the full-time jump up to stadiums, and I am really, really excited to see what is in store for this season. He was finally able to win a Tour Championship in 2024, just barely beating out Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger to get the win for the 2024 Arena Series East. And there's a solid slap wheelie right there as well. But yeah, this has been a pretty solid start to the freestyle run. I'm really looking forward to see what's in store for Armando this year. I think that he has a lot of potential and is definitely very capable of doing some amazing things. He's already done amazing things in his career. And again, super excited to see what he is going to do in stadiums this year, as he has a little bit of a save there as well. Is he lining up for the backflip already? No. Or is he? It actually looks like he is. So we're 0 for 1 so far on the night for backflips. Let's see if he can be the first one to land it. And it looks like he is. A little bit of a moonwalk there as well. A very solid backflip to moonwalk for Armando Castro. And some good air afterwards as well. Now, it's also worth noting that Armando did win skills. He already has a win for this season under his belt. He won skills with a 9.470, and he is certainly in the running for the overall event championship as well. And he goes for the step up, some huge air there, slams the truck down hard, and unfortunately it looks like that is going to be the end of the run. But some great air to end it off. That was a really solid run for Armando Castro. He takes the lead away from Kevin Crocker and Megalodon. He scored a 9.381, so a very solid freestyle run to kick off the season for Armando Castro. Now, coming up next, a very similar story to Armando. We have Dalton Widner in Jurassic Attack. He is another driver that was in arenas in 2024, and he is making the jump up to stadiums for 2025. I'm also really looking forward to see what is in store for Dalton this year. Just like Armando, I think he has a lot of potential. He had a great season last year, making it to his first ever World Finals as well, where he threw down a pretty solid freestyle. He was one of only a few drivers to fill the entire clock in freestyle at World Finals last year. So a solid slap wheelie for him as well, doing the same thing that Armando did. And another thing worth noting as well is that unfortunately his teammate Mike Christensen in Vendetta not able to freestyle here tonight. He had some issues during racing. Not exactly sure what those issues were, but some issues during racing unfortunately have prevented him from doing both skills and freestyle. So a tough start to the season there for Mike. And a little bit of a stoppie there for Dalton. A very good wow moment there. Let's see what he is going to do next. It looks like he might be... No, okay, I thought he might have been heading for the step up. But some pretty solid momentum here from Dalton. I have definitely liked the freestyle run up until this point. Some great air there. Take a look at that from Dalton Widner. Is he lining up for the backflip? I think he might be. No, okay. I thought he might have been. And some more big air from Dalton Widner. Take a look at that. Great air from Dalton Widner in Jurassic Attack. Certainly having some great momentum with this run. Let's see what he is going to do next. It looks like he's going to do some donuts to close out this run. But a pretty solid run to kick off the season. Almost rotated it, almost rotated the truck over there. But he was able to keep it on all fours, and that closes out the run. He scores a 8.084, just not enough to pass Kevin Crocker for second. He is now in third out of the four that we have seen so far. But as you guys can see, next up, we have Kohler in Mayhem, the brand new Mayhem truck, which I absolutely love. I think that this truck looks amazing. I'm super excited to see what Chris is going to be able to do this season in this truck. I might be a little biased here, but orange is my favorite color, so I just love the way that this truck looks on the Chevelle body. Super excited that he finally has his own identity here for this season. And a little bit of a save there. It's been a pretty solid start to the freestyle run so far here. Coming out of the gate with some great momentum. Let's see if he can keep it up. Definitely liking the run so far. So once again, up until this point, the freestyle lead is Armando Castro and El Toro Loco with a 9.381. That is definitely going to be a score that is tough to beat. A very high score for only the third run, which I think was very well deserved. And some nice air there from Kohler. A little bit of a save there, getting it back down on all fours. This has been a fantastic freestyle so far. Is he lining up for the backflip? It looks like he is. So as of right now, we are 1 for 2. Let's see if he is able to land it. His first backflip in Mayhem. It's a high one. And is he going to be able to save it? Yes, he does. The back tire stays on the ground. He's able to control the truck down on all fours. An amazing save after the backflip for Kohler. That was really, really awesome. This has been an amazing freestyle so far. A little bit of a cross thread right there. He's got all the moves in this run. He's had some great saves, some huge air, the backflip, which also resulted in a save. And I think this could be some huge air here. Yes, it is. Some great air. A little bit of a stoppie there at the end. Take a look at that. Huge air into a stoppie from Kohler. And that is how the run is going to close out. That was an amazing freestyle run from Kohler. The fans are on their feet, and that is going to be able to take the lead away from Armando Castro. He scored a 9.542. He takes the lead over Armando Castro. An amazing freestyle run to begin the season here in 2025. That was really awesome, and that is going to be a score that is tough to beat here for the rest of the night. Anything above a 9.5 is really, really hard to beat. But as you guys can see, next up we have Cynthia Gauthier and Lucas Stabilizer. Now, just like I explained in intros, she is making her full-time return to competition this year as well. Obviously, as you guys all know, Lindsay Reed took over this truck in 2024. Definitely held down the fort. I think Lindsay had a pretty solid season last year, making it to the World Finals as well. But Cynthia, immediately after World Finals, actually, literally 2 weeks later in East Rutherford, New Jersey last year, made her return, and now she is back in a tour for the first time since 2023. Super excited to see what's in store for her. A pretty solid save right there as well, but unfortunately, it looks like that is going to be the end of the run for Cynthia Gauthier and Lucas Stabilizer. Not sure what went wrong with the truck there, but unfortunately, that is it. So the run ends short, and the score for her was a 5.818, which I would say is a pretty fair score. She was just starting to pick up the pace, too. Had a pretty solid save there at the end, but unfortunately, that is the end of the run. And as you guys can see, coming up next, we have Bari Musaw in Zombie. Definitely excited to see what is in store for this season for him as well. It just seems like every single year, Bari is able to improve more and more ever since finally coming up to stadiums full-time a few years ago. And he's already started off a pretty solid freestyle here just in the first few hits. Some pretty solid air, some great momentum. Let's see if he can continue that pace here so far. He is also in the running for the overall event championship for this show, so we'll see if he will be able to do it. He scored an 8.129 in skills as well. Some pretty solid air there from Bari. Wow, this has been an amazing run so far. Let's see if he can continue this pace. A little bit of, not really a save there, but the truck got a little sideways on him, able to control it back down on all four tires. Heading for the step up here. Some solid air right there as well. And it looks like he could be going for some more big air here. Yes, he is. Completely clears that ramp. I guess the back tires clipped it just a little bit, but able to control it back down on all fours. And some more big air right there as well. This has been a phenomenal run for Bari Musaw, heading for the backflip. Let's see if he can do it. The fourth driver to attempt it so far, and a perfect backflip into a moonwalk as well. A great backflip to moonwalk for Bari. Now let's see if he is going to send it. Yes, he is. Some great air after the backflip. Bari Musaw and Zombie throwing down a very solid freestyle run here to open up the 2025 season. I believe we are now, I think, 3 for 4 on backflips tonight, and it looks like that is going to be the end of the run for Bari Musaw in Zombie. Again, a very solid run. He scores an 8.552. He is currently in 3rd place, only behind Chris Kohler in Mayhem and Armando Castro in El Toro Loco. So coming up next, we have Mr. Excitement, Jim Kohler in Avenger, but unfortunately, it looks like some issues for the truck already. Only, what was that? I believe 2 hits into the run. And unfortunately, I think this might be the end of the run for Jim. That's really unfortunate. And yeah, that is it. He pulled off a great save in racing as well in this show. That's why the hood of the truck was completely missing there, but unfortunately only was able to pull off 2 hits before something went wrong with the truck. Again, not exactly sure what that was, but yeah, 2 hits obviously did not fill the 30 seconds, so he is the second driver tonight to not receive a score after Joe Foley and Axe. So we only have 3 more drivers left here tonight. Now we have Colt Stevens in Thunderoris, which I'm super excited to see what is in store for him this season as well. I think this could potentially be a breakout season for Colt. He is obviously the 2023 World Finals high jump champion from 2 seasons ago in Nashville. And yeah, 2024 was a solid season for him, looking to bring the momentum here into 2025. And he's been throwing down a pretty solid run up until this point. Some pretty good air there as well. Take a look at that. A little bit of a save, kind of a bicycle into a save there for Colt Stevens. And he's now heading for the step up. Not as much big air there. Controlled the truck down, though, because really if you send it off that step up, you are just going to cook the tie rod on that truck. So pretty smart there, controlling it to land on the ramp. Some more big air and a little bit of a slap wheelie almost. Able to bring the truck back down on all fours and continue this run. Some pretty solid air there as well. So after this, we only have 2 more guys left to go in freestyle. Camden Murphy in Classroom Crusher and Tyler Meninga in Gravedigger. I think those 2 are probably the 2 favorites, I would say, heading into this season for this tour. I'm really, really excited to see what they're going to be able to throw down here. As Colt Stevens, though, continuing this great run with some smoke coming out of the back of the truck as well. Heading for the mini flip, and he's going to be able to land it. The first driver tonight to head for that mini flip, and it is a success. Colt Stevens, we know that he loves to do that. He did that a lot last year in 2024, and he lands it. And it looks like that is going to be the end of the run. So another solid run. That actually scores an 8.763, just ahead of Bari Musaw in Zombie. He is able to take over 3rd place, which was a pretty solid run to start the season for Colt Stevens. But as you guys can see, next up, we have Camden Murphy in Classroom Crusher, the second brand new truck here tonight for this tour. Obviously, Mayhem is brand new as well, and so is Classroom Crusher. I really love this truck. You can't help but say that this definitely gives you some vibes to higher education, another school bus, and I know that Camden is going to be able to have an amazing season this year. He always does. Personally, he is one of my favorite drivers, and whatever truck he's in, whether it be Bakugan Dragonoid, Spider-Man, and now Classroom Crusher, I always know that he's going to throw it down in freestyle. So he's definitely having a solid run so far here, and some big air right there as well. Some amazing air to start the run here for Camden Murphy. I'm definitely impressed so far. Not surprised, though. I kind of expected this. Like I said, he definitely is one of the favorites in this tour this season, I would say. But let's see what he can continue to do here. I love the momentum up until this point as well. He has definitely been throwing down a solid run. Let's see if he can get some big air here. He does. Completely clears the middle ramp. And it looks like he is now heading for the backflip. So let's see if he can land it. Most of them have been landed tonight. I think only one hasn't, and that is a clean backflip for Camden Murphy. Now let's see if he's going to send it. He is heading for the step up. Some huge air off the step up, and unfortunately, it looks like the back end of that truck is cooked. Completely broke the tie rod there, but that was some huge air to end the run for Camden Murphy in Classroom Crusher. He receives an 8.977, just under a 9, and a pretty solid run for the first ever freestyle for Classroom Crusher. Now, coming out of the gate now, the final freestyle of the night, Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger, looking to defend his championship from 2024, and unfortunately, is he going to be able to save it? No, he is not. Unfortunately, only a few hits into the run, and that is going to be it for Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger. Like I was beginning to say, in 2024, he won this tour. He won Stadium Series East in 2024. He's looking to defend that title, and unfortunately, that is not a great way to start for Tyler Menninga. Only 2 or 3 hits there, and the run comes to an end. Very uncharacteristic of him to not be able to save it there, but I just know that he's going to be able to have an amazing freestyle in show 2, because I know that he's probably not happy after that run. So yeah, he does not receive a score. He is the third driver that actually freestyled that wasn't able to receive a score. Once again, obviously Mike Christensen in Vendetta did not as well, because he had some truck issues in racing, like I said, that unfortunately prevented him from freestyling. So the winner here tonight in freestyle is Chris Kohler in Mayhem with a 9.542. He threw down a fantastic freestyle run to begin the season here tonight, and he's going to be looking to bring the momentum into show number 2 tomorrow, also in San Diego for the Sunday show. So the overall event champion here tonight is Armando Castro in El Toro Loco. Obviously, like I said before, he was the skills winner, and he placed second here tonight in freestyle as well. So that is going to do it for the first ever Monster Jam commentary video on the channel. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and if you did, definitely make sure to let me know down in the comment section below. I always love to read all of your guys' comments, and if you guys have any tips or advice on what I should do going forward as far as the commentaries go, I'm definitely all ears, and I would love to hear any advice that you guys have. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. This was a great way to start the season for Stadium Championship Series East, and I'm super excited to bring another freestyle commentary video to you guys for event number 2. So make sure to stay tuned for that in the coming days. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time.